Mean Cat here, and welcome to another video. Like last video, I decided to record the voiceover without really a script, or even bullet points, even though I really wanted to. But not just that. I wanted to improvise the art as well, without really much planning. Kind of like how I do in my sketchbook, which I have been really into, just filling out sketchbook spreads. Which also happens to be exactly how I'm going to go about this digital art today, where I'll do everything I would do in my sketchbook, minus the, gluing stuff in because, digital after all. I'll still add extra stuff without stealing art from anybody, even though that's kind of adjacent to... Okay, it's not adjacent to using stickers, but, it's just better this way. Anyway, how I go about my sketchbook. Usually, for at least the spreads I really enjoy, I've gone in with one idea. It doesn't even have to be the idea that the whole spread is based around, but a lot of the times it does end up being that. Like right now, all I'm going in on my mind is my character, Mia. AKA this blue cat avatar y'all see me as. And that's about it. I got a cat by the mic now. Boop. Now, in my sketchbook, I don't erase the sketches because I use these colored mechanical pencils that don't really erase too well, especially if I try to sketch a little darker than intended. But that's okay, because in this digital piece, I'm going to use a really light color. I guess it's a really light color whenever I'm sketching traditionally, too. But either way, I'm not going to erase my sketches. I'm going to use a brush that's as close to, my favorite traditional mediums. Mainly watercolor. It leaves, a texture. Because markers... I have no idea what kind of brush would leave that actual texture that a marker does on paper. But, oh well. And I'll also just doodle. You'll see it on the screen. I don't really need to explain it like that. Now, this whole piece actually took under an hour, which is very different from whenever I do traditional sketches in my sketchbook, because I guess the fear of messing up the paper and, using up art supplies on something I don't like and, screwing up the sketch, that fear probably makes me hesitate quite a bit. I'm getting a little better, but it still takes me multiple hours, but oh well. It's still fun, even if I overthink it too much, because, what artist doesn't overthink their sketchbook? The longest points in this process actually was just trying to think, which I guess also takes up time when I'm doing it traditionally, too. This time around, it didn't seem like it took that much, because I was drawing kind of big on this canvas that I tried to mimic, my sketchbook laid flat out, because it's a square, so it's a real long rectangle. On this spread, I copied a little guy I found on Pinterest that said, "I forgore." I would show it, but it didn't have the artist that drew it, because it wasn't one of those weird little MS Paint ones that I see people not really upset about whenever somebody uses it and not credits them, so I would feel bad. Hopefully somebody recognizes it, and maybe I can just link back to what I referenced and it, as well as the artist that made it. Other parts of this spread, aside from just the random pose I drew in the little guy, well, Mia as the little guy, I also drew something that actually popped up in an old sketchbook spread. This little six-legged cow. Well, in the first spread it didn't really have a body like this one, but I know for a fact that's what I was thinking, because I was kind of talking about bugs for other stuff in it. I have this idea for Mia's home, where she lives on these different floating islands in a very unknown dimension, and that's where she can watch over multiple universes. I don't know what makes the floating island look like it does, but I mean, I'm not really writing a story, so I don't really have to think about it. I like doing stuff like this, you know? It's just fun. Maybe one day I'll actually design Mia's home. I was thinking a really castle-y place. Of course, on a floating island. Then you got your weird little cow field on another, and then the third one is just a giant tree. I imagine that's where she starts off. And then as she got older, more islands appeared, stuff appeared, blah blah blah. There's no real lore, I just keep thinking about stuff. That's it, I just keep thinking about stuff. Now, I really don't have a lot to talk about. This whole improving stuff without really an idea of what to talk about is a lot harder than it looks. Like, at least last video, I knew I was talking about my favorite characters, but this one, the speed paint's not going nearly as fast, so y'all can kind of take a look at what's going on. I guess the only other thing is, I use this brush that I'm coloring with to actually shade my normal art, and that's about it. And then the line art on this page is a new brush I recently downloaded, and honestly, I love it so much more than the one I was using before, even though that one I was in love with when I first used it. I don't know, it's almost like I'm evolving and changing as an artist. That never happens, does it? Anyway, this was actually a really fun page, because you don't really... I didn't really have any stressors on it, aside from no ideas, because just put what you want, let your mind run free. That's how I wish I did other digital art, just let my mind run free, but I've made digital art way too stressful for myself. That's kind of like the lesson here, maybe, like, just chill when you make art, just have fun with it. If others don't like it, who the heck cares? And, you know? And not everything has to look super finished. Like this. Usually a normal person would erase their sketches. I did not erase these, or hide the layer. I also didn't really do any shading, because again, in my sketchbook, I'm not really doing any shading, because it's literally just, it's for personal art. I'm there to have fun. Few times I've done completed pieces, I kind of don't like them. Ooh, I'm gonna make a video where I redo them. I hope y'all don't mind these really rambly videos, because I do want to get better at this. Because the scripting process is not really much better, because I pretend I'm talking and then I only write like 2 minutes worth of stuff, because I'm not talkative. But if y'all really want me to script more, I'll probably try to take more time, even though my videos are really far in between each other. This video was fun to make, and I hope y'all had fun watching it. Maybe y'all can do some sketchbooky pieces yourself, because honestly, this was really relaxing, and honestly, this is like half of what my psyche looks like. I am bright colors, I'm space, I'm all over the place. And I guess that's really about it. I don't want to really drag this video out, especially if I don't really have a topic. I'll see y'all in the next video, and if y'all don't mind these rambling ones, maybe I'll keep doing it, and I can get better at, just talking to y'all in general. Well, bye-bye. I'll see y'all next time.